So we can jump into now this Dara's letter to to the world, because he had supposedly, after the earnings report, he had this conferences or a bunch of conversations with his institutional investors, and they all said, "Where's the money? Where's the money?
We're sick of this edible crap. We want
actual cash flow. Show us the money." Yeah. And then he comes up with this alphabet soup. He's got like 3 favorite words now. Well, I call it his alphabet soup. It's FCF, Frank Charlie Frank, which stands for free cash flow. He keeps saying FCF, right? And then he goes POP. I go, what the heck is POP? It's called Power of the Platform, people. And I'm like, okay. And the last one is the network effect. So he puts it all together now in a box of, garbage, and says, hey, look at this. We have this, we have this, we have this. So I'm like, okay. So none of it makes sense to me, honestly, because when it comes to the the platform, power of the platform, he's expecting drivers to log on as a food delivery guy and then maybe switch to rideshare and then switch back to food. So that's his idea of keeping drivers on the platform. I'm not buying it. I think everybody is going to go where the money is. And he said getting hired by Uber going forward is going to be a privilege. It's not going to be just because you went to some, Columbia or some Yale or whatever. We're going to pick and choose who we hire. And I'm like, okay, but I still think, maybe both of you agree, that they have way too many employees anyway for what it is, what the app is. 23,000 employees globally. And that doesn't count the Philippines call support, by the way. So I'm going like, why do you guys need 23,000 coders, man? Right, Gabe? Think about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all like, I just don't get it. Like, what are they spending all this money on?
Well, you remember they spent $200,000 on balloons.
Yes, I do recall that.
So cutting. Oh, that was a few years ago. They had that whole article come out with the crazy spending that they had, and $200,000 was by balloons. But that's all, like, you got to be. I mean, first off, that's a smart thing to do. Is don't be hiring frivolously, because you need to tighten the purse strings if you want to have that free cash flow coming in. You need to tighten up how you spend your money and be smart about it if you are trying to serve your shareholders. But the whole thing is, you can also pay drivers well and continue, servicing people who are looking for rides. It can really be a win-win-win. You're just not thinking that way.
Right. Since we have, go ahead, Gabe.
Well, I would just like, Travis, did you guys watch Super Pumped? How many
I watched one episode I watched.
How many of our viewers, I wonder, watched that? But I thought it was, because I read the book, I thought it was very accurate. And of course, what's the actor's name? Philip Michael Thomas, who plays Travis?
Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph something Levitt or something.
Yeah, Gordon.
That's right.
Michael Gordon. Why do people have to have 3 names? He can't just have 2 names. Anyway.
Look at you.
To be like Prince or Sharon, have 1 name.
Yeah, it's only 3 syllables. Serge, come on. But his face is so punchable in that role. It's just perfect for portraying Travis, I gotta say.
Yeah, no, I think so I'm assuming all these 23,000 employees, right? They're all got to be involved in coding, algorithms, all that evil shit that they're writing, right? So I'm going like, okay, so they're not working for anything less than a couple $100K a year, right? So if you just look at the top brass at Uber, so between Dara, the CFO, Tony West, all these guys, it's 100 million. No joke. I added it all up. It's public information, by the way. So that's just the top salaries without stock options of these guys. And then you have 23,000 employees globally who are, I'm sure, making at least a couple $100K a year or more, right? I mean, that's what, okay, 100K. Who's working less than 100K at Uber other than the janitors who are outsourced, I'm sure, right? So I'm like, come on, man. That's how you cut it, right? But so it's a privilege, by the way, to get hired by Uber. If you sent your resume to Uber, don't look for a response anytime soon.
Who knows? Maybe Twitter's hiring.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. And so he said, he said there is a seismic shift going on, and we have to adapt. I'm like, I wonder what the seismic shift he's talking about. Is that like screwing the passenger and the driver at the same time, or what? I don't know what that is.
I don't know. The seismic shift will be Uber figuring out that they have to be oh, we have this is or we're actually a taxi business. Just like the article I wrote in Medium 4 years ago. It's Uber is a taxi company, and they even used to be called Uber Cab. It's a taxi company, and the sooner they figure that out and then start researching the taxi cab industry and seeing what it takes to be profitable in the taxi cab industry, that's going to take them another step closer to profitability.
But I mean, all three businesses they're involved in, right? Taxi, well, they disrupted the taxi industry, food delivery, and now trucking, right? Uber Freight. All three, historically, if you go back 100 years, they all have been very razor thin margin businesses anyway. So what are you disrupting? If you're going to really make some money, buddy, hey, Dara, come on our show, please. I beg you. Come on. Let me do this the right way with you. So if you're going to disrupt and make some money, go disrupt like a software business. Then we're talking 1,000% margins, and then you disrupt them, and then you go along. Because your technology is not going to squeeze more blood out of the rock, because there is no blood in the rock. It's a 3 to 5% margin business. How much can you squeeze out of that? You know what I mean? So
that's why they're partnering with cabs.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,